Good day, gentlefolk. Welcome to Richmond Town. More specifically, welcome to the Tinsmith Shop. Now, this shop was built way back, just before 1845. Now, originally, this wasn't a tin shop. It was, in fact, a general store. And you could tell that because just behind me, you see shelves everywhere. Shelf space is very much needed for stores. Whereas tinsmith shops needed more light than anything for drawing up patterns and such. And so instead of shelves everywhere, you would have seen windows. But today, we use it as a tinsmith shop. And today we're going to be making some scallop patties. And so I have all the things set out just before me for making them. We have just down here, we have a pattern piece. Now, this has already been cut out of another sheet of tin into a perfect circle. We have some scrap tin here. Now, tinsmiths would not have been spending their days making things like scallop patties and such. They'd be doing other sorts of things, more like milk pans, as you may see up there. Now, we also have down here a lovely pair of tinsnips. Now, tinsnips here, these are made out of iron, and you would use them. They're like scissors, except they can cut through metal, so they're very sharp. And also down here, we also have a scratch awl, and it's another piece of iron that's been forged and sharpened down on one end. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pattern piece, and I'm going to arrange it onto my scrap, and then I'm going to start to cut it out to make the scallop patty. So here we go. So I'm tracing out the circle now. And there we have I'm not sure if you could see it there, but there is a circle that's been scratched onto here. So now I'm going to take my tinsnips, and I'm going to start to cut out the circle. So first I'll take off the excess. So that's another piece that can be used later. Now I'll take off the large edges here. And now I can start to cut out the circle. Now this is why tinsmiths needed light. My scratch in there has to be seen, and so in the sunlight I would turn the piece of tin in order to see where to cut. And there we are, a lovely circle. Now, of course, this isn't the end to making a scallop patty. Of course, there are other things to be done. So, we're going to take you over here with me to our next step. Now, over here, I have a creasing swedge, and I'm going to bring you down here to show you. Now, this here is a creasing swedge, as you can see. Now, a swedge is an interesting device, nothing of which exists in today's world. It is a hammer attached to an end here by this screw. And as you can see, it goes down there and forward and sticks into the bench. Now, I'll lift up the swedge. What I'll do is I'll lift up the swedge now, strike down onto my piece of tin on there, and that's going to leave a dent. Now this creasing swedge will, I'm going to arrange it to make a circle through the middle of the scallop patty. That way I know where to make the lines that go outward from it. So now, I'm going to show you. There we are. Now, with this, there are, if you could see it there, little creases, dents, you may call it, all throughout there. They look like little canyons in the metal. And what I'll have to do now is I'll have to unscrew this piece. Let's go to loosen it up. So I can see where my circle will be. So if I want my circle to be there, I would arrange it there. If I want it up a little bit more, I'd put it there. But I think we're going to make this one a little bit more. Yes, I think that'll be good. So now I'm going to go back here and screw this on very tightly. There we are. And now this is going to go into a little hole down here, and that's going to hold this in place so I can turn it around like that. In fact, let's bring you up here so you can see. And so, as you can see, it's turning all the way around through there. And so I'm going to start making my circle with the creasing swedge. Now there's going to be a bit of a loud noise here, so if you need to, hold your ears. We have a little circle in there. Now, the circle is not just it. We have to move on to a different swedge now. So I'm going to switch out my creasing swedge for a square pan swedge. So I'm going to take this off the bench here. There we go. And bring in this one. Now the square pan swedge is one with, of course, a square or rectangular top here. Now this is going to strike down and it's going to make a straight line. Now over here, this once again has a backing to it, so I'll know where and where not to strike. So I'm going to move this, undo it a little bit, and let's see. That's about the center. Now, there we are. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit and screw it on very tightly. Now I take it and strike it once again. That's one. Now we go to the opposite side and we strike there. Now we'll go over here. And around to the other side as well. So far, so good. It's turning up very nicely. And again. So far, so good. And there we have it. A lovely scallop patty. Cute little thing, isn't it? Well, thank you very much for coming along with me today. I do hope you've enjoyed this. And if you want to see any more, do come back to Richmond Town whenever you'd like to, and you could see the tinsmith hammering away. Come take one of our tours to any one of the buildings. Come and see the blacksmith, the cooks, the carpenter even. Anyone you'd like to. We'll all be here, ready and waiting. Thank you for coming along.